So the Norco Optic C1. This thing's been in my sights for a while. I've just not had a chance to ride one. Finally got my hands on one. We got Schwalbe tyres front and back, Magic Mary in the Addicts soft, hand stamp in the Addicts soft as well. Very little grip when you hit the looser stuff. Great in the wetter, softer gear. The knobs dig in well, but the grip doesn't feel that good. I've only done one run. Fork, I've gone 2 tokens and 85 PSI, which is their recommendation on the rider line. Rear shock, I've gone 185 the last run. I'm not sure about the tokens, just whatever it came with. They recommend 185 with 4.5 tokens. It was too choppy, too stiff. I've gone down to 175, feels a bit better. It's just on 30% there, maybe a little bit, 31%. XTR drivetrain feels super crisp. Yeah, XTR everything, brakes. It's blinged out, it's blinged out. So this twisted gum, let's have a roll in and see if the suspension feels a bit better. It felt a bit better on the climb. It doesn't climb like I would have expected it to. It was quite choppy, so whoa! Someone's just done that then, because that wasn't there 2 minutes ago. Alright, let's try that again. So there might be some booby traps down here that's not on, so let's just have a look. Maybe we can catch up with them too. So still super choppy, very choppy. But easier to handle than the first run. Plenty to push against, so that back edge, whoa. Not a lot of grip on that back tyre like I was saying, but it's better this run. Now that suspension's a bit softer. That booter, still a bit, that's rowdy, like a little bit too steep, upright. You get a lot of feedback through the frame, through the fork. I'd go out on a limb and say that the fork's pretty sticky as well, even though it's fairly new. So RockShox uses their dynamic seal grease for their suspension lately, and it's just sticky. It's like sandpaper. So I'm just doing the climb up Pioneer Women's, and this is the third climb. Now I've taken a spacer out of the back, and it's instantly made it easier. Before it felt like it was just always, it's like pedaling a hardtail, even though it was at 30% that they're recommended, and actually softer than they're recommended. But the rear shock is chockers full of spacers, and it just hangs up on absolutely every little bump. Like, you can see it's a fairly smooth trail, but those little choppy, you know, just little bumps in the road, everything was slowing this down. It was such a slug to get up. It's one of the slowest bikes I've climbed up here, to be honest, in that setup. And now that I've dropped the token, it's feeling a little more sprightly. The fork is definitely sticky and definitely needs to be opened up and serviced, because it's not compliant at all. It's a Pike Ultimate, so I should feel butter, but we're almost at the top. I just wanted to say that. Let's get back up there. So 1 token in the fork, 80 PSI, 3.5 in the back at 180 PSI. See if we can get a bit more compliance. Yeah, the back's better instantly. Do that choppy stuff, way more composed. Still room to go a little softer on it, but yeah, this now it feels like a bike. It felt terrible before. But 4.5 tokens, definitely not the go. Coming a bit hot then. Yeah, it's giving these tyres a bit more grip too. That's good. Oh, watch that stick hanging out off the side there. Yeah, now we're cooking. Bottom out there, that's a shame. Just felt the bottom. So maybe it's a matter of take another token out and go stiffer again, because putting another token in to avoid that bottom out ruins the entire stroke. And it pedals better everywhere now. Way more calm. Way more calm. Front feels better. A little bit fatigued, so I'm not picking the best lines. I'm not really charging. But yeah, now this thing feels like what I'm after in a bike, except for that bottom out. Yeah, way easier to turn in. Yes, way better. Oh. Yep, 3.5 is the way to go, I think. And maybe just even 3 tokens. So it's an R-Dog plus 1 at the moment. Fork feels good. Definitely could use a tidy up, but fork's alright, so. Tyres are better. Yeah, I won't rag on those tyres anymore because that was just a setup issue. When your suspension's out of whack, too choppy, too progressive, your tyres ain't gonna hook up. It's gonna feel like they got no grip. Oh, almost didn't make that come in hot. You really got to lean back for that turn and initiate the turn early, or else you're straight out the end of the corner. Yeah, this is way better, way better. Still wants a little bit of love, but look at that, that's way better. That's way more control. Yep.